July 10th, 2016, and this is Flashpoint. All right, welcome to Flashpoint. Good to have you with us this Sunday morning. It was another week of very sad, very perplexing viral video. 2 more black men dead at the hands of police officers. And once again, while there are certainly legal proceedings that need to play out, the first take was that we were watching police actions that were very difficult to defend. And as we've watched these kinds of situations play out far too often, I've wondered, when will it all just spill over and ignite? Well, apparently it was Thursday night in Dallas with officers being fired upon and killed by a sniper. We're left with a lot of questions. How does this continue to happen? And what is it going to take to make a real change at that intersection of black citizen and white officer? And you do find yourself wondering, what was really happening back before we had cameras all over the place? We're going to talk about all of that this morning. Also, the FBI ends up handing out something for both sides in its investigation of Hillary Clinton's email habits as Secretary of State. For her and her supporters, no charges, cleared of wrongdoing. For Donald Trump and his supporters, plenty of finger wagging over things that were deeply troubling, if not criminal. Where is the race right now as we're just a little more than a week away from the first convention as the Republicans are set to gather in Cleveland? It's all this morning on Flashpoint. Let's start things off this morning with a conversation with the Chief of Police for the City of Detroit, Chief James Craig. Chief, I know it's been a very busy couple of days. I really appreciate your time this morning. Oh, no,
thank you.
But I know you and all of your colleagues, not just here in Detroit, but all over the country, are really hurting over what we watched in Dallas, what we watched in Missouri. Give me your thoughts a little bit about what it's like to watch that play out on live television.
Yeah, it's tragic. I mean, certainly when you talk about an attack on police officers, and yes, it happened in Dallas, but clearly an attack on a police officer anywhere is an attack on all of us. Certainly we have the World Wide Web. If it happens in California, it touches Detroit. If it happens in Cincinnati, it touches New York. And so that's the difference today. You know, certainly video images that cause concern over what took place. And some, you know, people should be concerned. I think the biggest issue, though, is this rush to judgment without allowing. We see a video, we think we know everything, I suppose. Exactly, and some of the images we see are troubling. I'm not dismissive of that. I think we need to be patient. We need to understand what took place, the facts that led up to the fatality, and then, you know, make judgment and hold the criminal justice system accountable for the actions if wrong, but that's not what we're...
Sadly, the social media world seems to exist on snap judgments.
That's what's new today.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, in fact, also, cameras are new today, and the fact that there is so much available to us. I remember when you and I had a conversation about the police body cameras when they first came along. I'm curious as to your thoughts now after we've had them in practice. Have your thoughts changed at all? You thought they're going to be a great idea.
I still think it's a great idea. I think that what comes to mind for me is several months ago we had an individual make an allegation that our police officers committed a sexual assault in the backseat of a police car. Unbeknownst to the person that made the false allegation, the camera in the car was going, the allegation was refuted, and she was subsequently charged with making a false felony report. That's a win. That's what should happen. Conversely, if there's some horrific allegation where our police officers are involved in criminal misconduct, certainly the camera can aid us in bringing some closure.
We have a lot of police shootings where people are killed every year in this country. I guess you'd have to say what happened at the end of the night in Dallas was one guy being killed. He'll count in that total. So a number of these people, I guess, end up, there's no choice but for police to kill them. We also, though, these more troubling cases, which seem to define the argument right now, we're getting a lot of these wrong, these intersections, these moments, and they seem to be often defined down racial lines. What are we doing wrong with getting our officers ready for those moments?
You know, when I reflect on what's going on today, I have to reflect back in time. Certainly I started in policing during a very different time. Police officers use deadly force, certainly no video images, and even prior to my time in policing, why there were so many civil unrest across America, like in Detroit, in Los Angeles in the 60s, because of the treatment of police with the African American community. I was part of that transition and coming in as part of facilitating a change in the city of Detroit. Frankly, I wasn't welcome. I understand what that was like. It was my dad who clearly told me, as much as I resisted staying in policing then because of the discriminatory practices, he said, look, if you want to be part of change, you have to stay with the institution. And that's when I realized that, frankly, more than being a police officer on the beat, I needed to lead the organization to facilitate wholesale change. You know, the tone of a police department, frankly, does start from the top. And I'm fortunate here. I work with some of the very best men and women. We have a great community here. So when we think about what's going on across the country, I have to talk about what's happening here in Detroit.
Sure. And it's interesting because people have wanted to talk to you every time there's an episode between, or a brush up between a community and its police. People want to come ask you for your reflections, and I think you defend rightly that that's not happening here at the moment because we have worked on this relationship. But so did Dallas. They had worked really hard on their outreach into the community, and I guess what this comes down to is the power that one individual has to create mayhem and chaos,
and that's
right?
why we really need to take and do a deep dive into these incidents. So Dallas had a peaceful protest. Detroit has peaceful protests. There was a peaceful protest in New York, same night. What happened in Dallas was a lone individual, probably suffering from mental illness. He had an issue with the police, and he went out and committed a violent act, taking the lives of 5 police officers. Is that reflective of a poor relationship between Dallas and the community? I say not. I say we need to look at it.
One man's story.
One story. And so it's the same thing I oftentimes say, Devin, when I say when there's an incident involving police and it's an incident that went bad, does that mean that we paint an entire industry, the profession, as being bad? Absolutely not. Will Detroit police officers make mistakes? Absolutely. We're in a high-risk occupation. It's how we deal with that. I remember vividly when I was police chief in Cincinnati. And keep in mind, Cincinnati had a civil unrest in 2001. Okay, 14 African-American men were shot by Cincinnati police officers. So on my watch, and this was past, community collaboratives, this was past, federal oversight, we had a 16-year-old young man shot by a white police officer in Cincinnati. Not one disruption, no outbreak, and what we did is within 24 hours, we made a statement. Within 24 hours, we revealed a video, not the one that the media had, because the media showed a struggle, and it appeared as if the officer may have executed the 16-year-old. And then I did something that I had never done in my career. I met with the family, and I invited them to come in and see the real video. And they did that, and we did not have one issue. It's still tragic, but the young man was armed with a gun. The officer felt threatened, an imminent threat to his life, and he had to use deadly force.
That openness is clearly a very key and critical ingredient.
It's the key factor. And I tell you, here in Detroit, we continue to strive on those, build on those relationships, and be transparent.
Chief, I really appreciate the time and your thoughts as always. Good to have you back on Flashpoint.
We'll
continue. We'll bring in the roundtable. This is Flashpoint on Local 4.